Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I share how to make bread at home. We Nigerians call this kind of bread agege bread. So let's begin. So to begin, I'm going to proof the yeast. Yeast loves sugar, so I'm going to add some sugar to this and some warm water. Not very hot water, warm. So while I wait for the yeast to activate, I'll measure in 4 cups of bread flour into a bowl. You can also use all-purpose flour to do this. Next, add some nutmeg, the remaining sugar, and some salt. Mix until it is well combined and make a well in the middle. So at this point, I go back to check on our yeast mixture and you can see it is well activated. Now look at all that foamy thing that comes to the top. If you don't see this, then the yeast is not good. You may have to throw it out and get another yeast. I'm using active dry yeast, but if you're using instant yeast, just add it directly to the flour and mix. So now I'm going to pour that mixture into these dry ingredients and then add 1 cup of warm milk. This is evaporated milk. I'm going to mix now until everything is well combined and then the job begins. I'm using a bread mixer to do this. If you're going to be using your hand, just pour right onto your clean work surface area and start kneading until the dough becomes stretchy and smooth. So I'm going to pour this into my mixer now and start kneading. Today's hug is for Grace Philip, watching from Nigeria. I'm glad you love the recipes. Please let me know where you're watching from so I can send you a hug in my next video. So after about 5 minutes of kneading, this is what I have. If you're using your hand, it will take a little bit longer. At this point, I'm going to add some softened butter, not melted and not hard butter. I'm using softened butter. I'm going to add that and mix it in again. Once everything comes together again, then I'll take it off and we'll move over to our kneading board. So just before I transfer the dough on my work surface, I like to grease that area a little bit with some oil. You can also flour it with, the bread flour or all-purpose flour that you're using. Now I am going to knead this into a ball. Now if you're kneading with your hand, this is ready when you knead and then it bounces right back. Then you have developed enough gluten which we need for this bread. You see, you press it down, it bounces right back. So at this point, I'm going to place it into a greased bowl, cover it up and let it rise in a warm area. For me, I kept this outside because it is really sunny today, so I let it outside to rise for about an hour. 1 hour later, this is what I have. You can see it has doubled in size. So I'm going to punch this down to get rid of the air in it, and then I'm going to get this ready for our baking pan. You want to spread it out like this. You can also use your hands to do this, but yeah, I'm going to roll it out like this, fold it, and then place it into our baking pan. The good thing with this is you can roll this into any shape you like, but today I'm going for the classic loaf pan bread. So when you roll, you want to pinch it down just like this, and then at the end you want to also seal that area. Now this area you seal is going to face downwards when you're placing it into your baking pan. So yeah, I've placed it into the pan, cover it up and let it rest for another 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, it is time for it to get into the oven. Bake on 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes, and 40 minutes later, this is what we have. Delicious. So one important step from here is to let this cool down for at least 20 to 30 minutes before you cut into it. Very important, even though I was very impatient. Yeah, so this is our bread. I'm going to spread some butter on it and enjoy. You can have this with your beans, you can have it with tea, with your hot chocolate. Oh my god, it is so delicious and very versatile. I hope you get to try this out. Send me your pictures on Instagram at joyfulcook_ if you do. See you in my next one. Bye.